My name is Eldritch Yeti, and welcome back to my channel, or hello, if you're a first-time watcher. I'm going to go ahead and play some Alan Wake today. And spoilers, I have beat the game before. I'm a huge fan of Remedy and all their projects. If you end up watching this through with me and you're kind of confused about stuff that's going on, details, whatever, I highly recommend checking out Gaming University. Excellent channel where he goes ahead and tackles a lot of the subjects that are handled not only in this game, but in the Remedyverse. And I'm not going to go super hardcore, just because of the fact that I actually want to beat this at a normal pace and not look like a fool on the interwebs, even though, I mean, I'm already doing a lot of stuff that is kind of cringy to begin with. But we're going to ignore that, and we are going to go ahead, we are going to go straight into it.
Stephen King once wrote that nightmares exist outside of logic, and there's little fun to be had in explanations. They're antithetical to the poetry of fear. In a horror story, the victim keeps asking why, but there can be no explanation, and there shouldn't be one. The unanswered mystery is what stays with us the longest, and it's what we'll remember in the end. My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
And there we go, Alan Wake. Playing the classic, not the remastered version.
I've always had a vivid imagination, but this dream unsettled me. It was wild and dark and weird, even by my standards. So yes, it began with a dream.
Let's go towards the lighthouse.
Following a typical nightmare pattern, I was late, desperately trying to reach my destination, a lighthouse. For some urgent reason, I couldn't remember. I'd been driving too fast down a coastal road to get there. I'd seen the hitchhiker too late. He was dead. I was convinced they'd put me in jail and I would never see Alice again.
Whoa, what happened? So I'm not going to spoil.
His body was gone.
Episode 1, Nightmare.
I was in shock from the crash. I could hardly stay on my feet.
So I'm going to try not interrupting dialogue too much. I'm not going to try spoiling stuff too much. And why would I want to reverse my controls? That's some kind of like demonic stuff, whoever can play like that. But yeah, like I said, actually when I first started playing Alan Wake, I ended up hating the character of Alan, but as I played more, I actually really began to like him. And also one thing that we're going to realize is, as we're sprinting, Alan is, like I just said, a writer, so he's not the most physically fit person. We already got ourselves a checkpoint. And one thing that I do like about the games is that there's a lot of like small details that you can pick up on if you're like really paying attention. But I mean, if you're not, I think you're missing out on some stuff, but it's not like the end of the world if you're not like noticing like, hey, I wonder who that is. Oh wait, it's Alan. And just kind of looking over here and realizing, Alan Wake, the sun stop. I wonder what that's all about. But as we go ahead and look over, who's that?
You don't even recognize me, do you, Ryder? You think you're God? You think you can just make up stuff? Play with people's lives and kill them when you think it adds to the drama? You're in this story now, and I'll make you suffer. You're a joke. You're a single readable sentence in your books that wasn't for you. Shitty stories, 'cause I'm gonna kill you. It's not like your stories are any good. Not like they have any artistic merit. You're a lousy writer.
I'm not going to be able to just let every single line of dialogue go through just because at some point I need to talk. Like one thing here, there are QR codes that have been added after the like remaster and stuff like that, which I'm not going to be covering just because of the fact that I think it's going to take away from the gameplay a bit, which is what I'm more focused about. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and watch someone else for that kind of content, I do not blame you. That might be actually a good idea to do. Just get some extra layers, extra depth if you want it. And one thing I like about the dodge in this game is it's very... Oh, I missed. We're going to try that again. Pretend... Okay, pretend like I haven't been doing that. Come on. Come on. There we go. It's very cinematic, the way that it does it.
I realized that the hitchhiker was a character from the story.
Yeah, the 4 times I had to do this before, just due to... Which I had to redo it because of bad audio quality, and my computer crashing a couple times. And just my dog being noisy. I didn't mess up that much, but of course now I'm messing up a lot now that this is going to be the take that goes on YouTube. That's how things work, right? We're just going to go ahead, keep on running forward, and see, this is what I mean by Alan's not in great shape. He's a writer. Even though, actually, it was this game and Remedy in general that kind of made me realize that as someone who's going into game design, I actually really want to focus on writing. I do like the writing that happens in this game, just kind of like the way that Alan narrates, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like a world that I would want to build. Oh, and we have our first actual ally here. No. Alright, we're going to go ahead. We're going to run inside because we're going to play Stewart for granted here.
Oh no! Stop! No! Damn it, die! No! No! No!
And just like that, slaughtered. Well, not really slaughtered. Okay, now slaughtered.
There was no way out.
Alright, let's see. So, like I was saying, I really like the way that Remedy writes and works, and it's something that I've always kind of been drawn to. And I kind of figured this out like while I was studying game design, because I beat this, I think, my second... I got to this late,
The cabin was a death trap. I had to get out.
where I had it on the Xbox 360, but just due to my situation when I was younger, lighting is very important for this game, and I had terrible lighting to play this game, so it made it almost impossible. And because of the fact that for a lot of people, this is an Xbox exclusive, that a lot of people miss this great gem of a game. But hopefully, especially seeing that the sequel's out, made rounds at the Game Awards, you know, just overall fantastic game. I hope that this gets more attention, especially with the remaster as well. Standing in there, we can go ahead and see we completely healed up.
I have something important to tell you. It goes like this. For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wild and more serene. To its ports I've been. To its ports I've been. Do you understand?
No.
Follow my light.
And not only is the light guiding us metaphorically, but it's also guiding us literally with protection, with a way forward through the darkness.
Teach you. The darkness is dangerous. It's sleeping now. When it feels you coming, it will wake up. There's no time. I can only show you the most important thing.
We're going to go ahead, we're going to listen to our guiding light because
China has been taken over by dark presence. You can't hurt him now. The darkness protects him from all harm. Only light can drive
And you
the
can
darkness
kinda
away and
see-
make him vulnerable again. Here, take the light.
we are handed a light by light.
Turn your flashlight toward him and burn the darkness away.
And because I did play the sequel, minor spoilers, even though I'm going to be tackling that on the channel as well. So unlike the sequel, you can go ahead, you can just kind of lightly go ahead and shine your light at them, at these shadowy people, which will go ahead and slowly dissolve it. Or if you want to focus on it, which also helps with interrupting attacks, you just go ahead and press down on the trigger. Also, just because oh yeah, I gotta wait for the gun. See, and there we go.
You did it. Now the darkness no longer protects him, but it's still inside, controlling him. He can't be saved. He's still a threat. He is still your enemy. Here, take the gun.
The gun that floats. And the weird thing is also, unlike the sequel, you just have to kind of line up based on where your flashlight is. There's no like true.
Good. You've done well. Remember what I've taught you. That is all. I will give you back your dream now.
So before we leave this area, we're gonna go stuck up.
A terrible darkness was taking over the world. The lighthouse was the last safe place on Earth.
So we can make our way there. And like the side, boost it. There we go. Alright, and we have our max ammo. So let's go ahead, let's run on down. So like I said, you can either do it this way, and then if you want to just like focus, it's not going to do anything to them, just makes it a little bit easier, but because I've played this game before, I feel very comfortable. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump down here, and we're going to make a light. There we go, we got our cinematic dodge up to Q, and like I said, if you're worried, you can just go ahead, either dodge out of their way, or you can try interrupting their attack by shining brightly on them, like that. Again, most of the time, you're going to realize that if you're comfortable, you can stock up on batteries and stuff just because you're going to be able to go ahead and constantly flush them out, which honestly made the game a little too easily, so I understand why they took it out in the sequel. We're going to go ahead and open this emergency box, and we got a flare gun. And flare guns are a better weapon, but also they do come with the caveat of when you go ahead and use them, that you can only go ahead and use one at a time. But as you can see, they are absolute powerhouses of weapons, but again, one shot, and then you have to go ahead and reload. And there is way more limited ammo when it comes to that, until you get towards the end of the games, but kind of spoilers, kind of not, because that's how games work usually. There we go. Let's see, alright, we got these two chuckleheads. There we go, and you can also fire it at the ground if you want. Makes it a little bit easier, but you don't have to. We can see Alan Wake's name on the sign, which just got ripped off over there, but we have to go. We don't want to get hit. And when I was doing this before, I was getting hit by every single debris like that, which usually I have not gotten hit by before, or at least from my first playthrough, from what I remember. We can already see Alan is kind of stabbing us, so we have to give him a second. See that the tornado's not coming by too quick. Just overall get to check out some stuff, but the game is very easily guiding us towards the light. And fear takes over. Whoa, or doesn't.
right. Having a more than dozed off would be worse for everyone.
Cheer up, handsome. We're here.
I remember when I first played this, I got very Uncanny Valley vibes from just the faces in general. And if you have ever seen the show Twin Peaks, this apparently has taken a lot of inspiration from it. Although this game was originally different, it's supposed to be open world. Again, a lot of lore that you can learn from this game, but I still need to go ahead and watch Twin Peaks. It's something I've never seen, but I'm interested in watching it. It's just a matter of going ahead and finding a place to actually go ahead and view it legally, because I'm not a pirate. So, but we get to see this beautiful town. Welcome to Wright Falls, everybody. We did it. We finally made it.
Let's act like we're on vacation. Go stand next to that old gentleman. I want a shot of him.
We're going to act, because we're not actually.
Sure. I'll even give you a title for the shot. A city boy, moments before he got eaten by a bear.
So we have to go ahead and pose because, you know, we're a sexy playboy, right? Just kidding.
Good time to visit our town. Deer Fest is just 2 weeks away.
Deer Fest, huh? Did you hear that, Ernie?
You have a lovely time. If you don't mind me saying.
I do.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, it's me on you.
Pretend I don't recognize a famous writer such as yourself, Mr. Wayne. A pleasure. I'm an avid reader myself. I hope this isn't too presumptuous of me. I'm the night host of a local radio station. Any chance I could have
Look, Mr. Maine, I'm on vacation. In fact, I'd appreciate it if we could keep our game here just between the two of us. I'm sure you understand.
fair enough. You can trust me. Not a hard man to track down if you change your mind. I hope you do that.
And we get to go ahead and look at this beautiful port city, port town. I know there's other names for it, but I always just like calling it a port town. Let's go ahead, let's meet back up with our beautiful wife, Alice.
Very nice. I got a couple of really good ones. So you made a friend. That's cute.
Right.
Hey, bestseller, that's my favorite writer. Are you there yet?
Barry. Yeah. We just got here.
Giving you trouble? Just say the word and I'll hop on a plane and come make sure that you're left alone, Al.
No, Barry, you're fine.
Great, great. Just want to make sure you can relax, sure. So, how is the place? Have you got your creative juices flowing?
Barry, we're just settling in.
Okay, Al. I'll call back later to make sure you're doing okay. And you call me if there's a problem, okay? Okay. And looking out for you, buddy. Talk to you later.
I love you too.
Barry.
You know he's going to be calling you every 5 minutes.
Barry is Barry. I can always turn off the phone.
What did I tell you?
Text message from Barry. He says hi to you too.
Yeah, so we go ahead and learn slowly about everything.
Let's get back to the car.
See, like already talking about Deer Fest, which we get to learn more about just as time goes on.
We need to stop at the local diner to get the cabin key from the landlord, a Mr. Carl Stuckey. He's waiting for us. I'll go fill her up while you get the key. I'll pick you up here in, say, 15 minutes.
Sure.
Alan, thank you for coming with me.
I love you too. Go on. I'll promise to behave.
See, that's not the ideal relationship. I don't know what it is, ladies and gentlemen.
I've forgotten there were still places like this. Towns where everybody knew everybody.
Welcome to the Oh Dear Diner.
I was wondering if you could help me. I'm looking for...
Alan Wake. Oh, God. I am your biggest fan. I know people say that all the time, but I really am.
I'm glad to hear that.
Rose.
Rose, I'm looking for Mr. Stuckey. Carl Stuckey?
Carl? Of course, Mr. Wake. He must have gone to visit the restroom. He'll be back in a moment. I can't believe it. I've got all your books.
Thanks.
I got the cut up from the bookstore when they took it out of the window.
Did you keep it here? Well, okay. Good for you. Right. So much for my vacation.
So we got a couple people running around outside of town. Looks like we got a sheriff.
Just don't blame me when you fall in love, 'cause it'll break your heart when you have to leave.
We got
Stay here is no longer
makes two of us.
We got a lady who's kind of being a creepy little stalker over there.
Do me a favor, Sonny. I could really use a tune right now. Coconut, number 6 in the jukebox. I'd do it myself, but both of my legs have gone to sleep. Bad circulation.
So we got it going.
Serious? Coconut again?
Switching.
Disgust me. Call yourself a rocker. Unbelievable. It does that. Get stuck. Yeah, you need to give it a good solid whack.
Alright, so let's see how nice of a whack we can give it. Oh, just like a nice little, like, almost karate chop.
You put the lime in the coconut, drink them both up. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yes. This is it. The guy's gone to hell.
I feel like that's a little bit of over-exaggeration, but I've also been in those moments before, so I can totally relate to what he's saying. Yeah, and look at her. She's just being like a little creep. Like, what are you doing? I'm just gonna walk past.
I can handle it. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to find stuff, to get the key and get out as soon as possible. The waitress was giving me a headache. Over the France on this
Nice view. And so we see Carl Stucky's not back here. That's a woman's room, so we're going to look over to the right and realize, oh, we can't go that way. It's to the left. Maybe Carl's in the bathroom. Let's go find him.
Hello? Mr. Stuckey?
Carl couldn't make it. Unfortunately, he was taken ill. But I have the key for you and instructions on how to get to the lake.
Okay.
I wish you a good stay in the cabin. I'll come by later to check how you've settled in. And to meet your wife.
How'd you know any of that?
I insist.
Thanks.
Being really creepy, but alright, we got the key. We can get to go ahead and leave the diner.
Mountain Lake is a special place. Very inspiring.
Okay, and you're going to leave me alone now, right?
Got lucky this time, young man. You can hurt yourself in the tunnel.
Sure.
This will be fixed. Must be Sarah to change the lights in the station. It's been too long already.
Alright, so yeah, we're just going to go ahead and ignore kind of the crazy shenanigans that have already been happening as we go leave the diner.
Splendid, splendid. Yeah. Damn, Maria. This swells up like a balloon to my lips. Yeah. Splendid, splendid. It's been a long time. Good to see you. Hey, you happen to have a bottle.
I wish.
I like how these old senile men are calling Alan Tom and he doesn't even care. Well, maybe it's because they're old senile men that he doesn't care.
The Andersons, they're, local musicians.
It's been a while since I've heard that song, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and exit the diner. Leave me alone.
Mission accomplished. The key and the directions.
My hero. I got some flashlights, just in case.
Hey, wait! Mrs. Wait! Your keys!
Yeah, where did he go, Mr. Stuckey?
We're in the nut house.
I feel like that sometimes. You're trying to be serious about how people are crazy and they just laugh.
This would make a wonderful setting for a book.
We're supposed to be on vacation, Alice. I'll figure it out when we get back home. Okay?
Okay. We can talk about this later.
I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to bury my head in sand. Once upon a time, I was a successful writer, but that was a long time ago. I hadn't been able to write a word in 2 years. Not since my last book.
And now the weather. It's gonna be a clear night, so you folks in the big city might want to look up every once in a while and see those stars winking down
Alright, so we finally made it. So we get a nice little zoom in on our tiny little island here.
It's something, all right. Don't worry. I'll get you inside safe and sound before it gets dark. And I've got the flashlight.
I know. I'm okay.
Alice had a phobia. The fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
And I know Alice has a little bit of talking she wants to do before we go in.
Are you sure you read the directions right? It's nothing like in the brochure. It said near the lake, not on it. Don't get me wrong. This is so much better. It's wonderful. Our own private island.
Alright, and with that, we are going to go ahead. We are going to wrap up this episode of Alan Wake. If you guys have been kind of keeping up with my ramblings, I really appreciate it. And I will go ahead. I will talk to you all next time.